Okay. Back again for Ever 17. Let's play it now. Last episode, let's see. Tsugumi warned the kid that he's being used by Takeshi, Yu, and Sarah. Oh yeah, we're playing kid, by the way. Playing kid and going for you. Kid finds Coco in a spooky area underneath the medical lab. Coco is sad and says that there's no way out anymore. It's weird and spooky, and nobody seems to realize that Coco exists, except for the kid. Takeshi comes, and it's only revealed that Kid saw Coco as a genuine ghost. The life readings on the station drop from 7 to 6 to 5. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on, but it sounds spooky. During decompression, everyone takes turns drawing on Sleepy Takeshi. You finally see what they drew on him in the last 2 episodes where he gets pen marks on his face. They played rock, paper, scissors with Sarah, and they acted like you, I guess. And I guess you was a part of like a biker gang, which is kind of neat. Sarah found a massive tuna. You tried to open the kid's third eye with a lesson in theology. That was weird. The tuna thing also, by the way, I forgot. I don't mean to skip around, but tuna was my favorite thing about the last episode. The best special illustration ever. And then I guess Yu's mom used to tell her stories about third eyes. It's weird. Don't know why you would do that. Kid has a premonition about the generator room that it was full of hot steam, and he doesn't know what made him realize that. It was just intuition. So there you go. That's that. Okay, let me get prepared. And I will, let's see. Hopefully we can get pretty good dent in an hour with this. So, alright. We retraced our path until we were in front of the neutral buoyancy elevator. And I'm going to constantly try to skip around, so I'll let you know if I skip. The frozen tuna's empty eyes were waiting for us. The elevator we had used coming down had already floated up to Zwiderstock. But to the left, the floor display was lit up with a number 3. Ugh, this is heavy! Takeshi groaned as he put the toolbox on the floor of the elevator. You sound like an old man. Shut up! I am an old man compared to you. While they needled next to each other, I pushed the up button next to the door. The internal and external watertight doors had already sealed automatically. We could hear the air being sent into the ballast tank under the floor. I'm skipping. Alright. We figured it out. The elevator goes up. We went through like 60 screens just to establish that the elevator goes up. In the end, we decided to split up into pairs to ride the elevator. In line with the principle of Archimedes, if the buoyancy was insufficient, we had to lighten the load. First, Sarah and I got in the A. Sora and Tsugumi were waiting at Zwiderstock. Good work, you two! Tsugumi says nothing. Sora beams a welcoming smile at us. Tsugumi just stood there staring at Sarah and me. Next came you, and then the tuna took the elevator to return to our floor. I think the tuna took the elevator. This is cool. I noticed that when Tsugumi saw you cradling the frozen fish, she grinned for the first time. Sora, on the other hand... Ah! Are you alright? Kurenari-san! Sora ran up next to the fish in a panic. Nakyu, you brought along the fish? Of course, it's food after all. Waste not, want not, right? Forget that for now. More importantly, Kurenari-san! Sora was still flustered and babbling next to the fish. I wondered if she really thought that Takeshi had turned into a tuna. This is all my fault! Oh my gosh, what can I do? Dumb AI. I know you're occupied, but... Huh? I think the question is more, what should I do? Comedy. Alright, 11:21 a.m. Nearly an hour has passed since the power had gone back online. Let's see if I can skip. I can't. Oh. Alright. We gathered in the third floor conference room. Takeshi, Tsugumi, Sora, Yu, and Sarah, and I, all 6 of us, were sitting in chairs, just letting time pass. The rescue team still hadn't come. Our situation didn't show any signs of changing. Everybody's yawning. Takeshi's yawn was contagious. I desperately tried to keep from yawning. Only Sora had her head down and looked as if she was thinking about something. We were bored silly. I hadn't realized that doing nothing could be so hard. Well, might as well get some exercise. Thinking that, I stood from the chair. What's up? Sarah shot me the question. I slumped in the chair next to mine. Well, we got all this time, so I thought I'd go for a little walk. Oh, in that case, can you bring me back something to drink? Huh? Why was that "in that case" thing? I'm thirsty, so I think there was a juice in the kiosk, right? I think so. Okay, thanks! Alright, I either say no problem or I don't think so. I'm gonna say I don't think so, girly. I don't think so. I'm not your drink-getting boy. I don't think so. Get it yourself. You won't do me a favor? Nope. Why not? You're no use. That's exactly why you shouldn't be asking favors of me. Listen, kid, you've got some kind of memory problem, so you probably don't know, but at times like this, guys are supposed to say, sure. I don't think so. No matter how much memory I've lost, I know that much. Do you want me to ask Takeshi? Or maybe Nakyu? Hey, Takeshi! Sarah started calling out to Takeshi, sitting on the other side of the table. Alright, I got it. Really? I gave up. I was sure that Takeshi and Yu would side with Sarah. I felt like I'd fallen into a trap. You can't complain no matter what I bring back, though, okay? Okay. What a pain. I left the conference room and headed towards the kiosk. I had a good idea where it was from my wanderings around the complex the day before. I went through the rest area on my way. Huh? Something had been left on the bench. It was wrapped tuna sandwiches. I figured they were probably sandwiches that Takeshi had made and taken to Tsugumi and Sora. I assumed that they had been forgotten about during the blackout. Alright, might as well take these along. I took the sandwiches and put them into my pockets. At the kiosk, I started looking for drinks. There was enough food and drinks for us to survive for days. There were only tuna sandwiches and ingredients to make them there, but at least they didn't have to worry about food, meaning it was a blessing in disguise. I took 6 cans of cola from the kiosk freezer. Only Sarah had asked, but I thought I'd take back enough for everyone. Here we go! Cradling cola in both arms, I started heading back. Here you go! When I came back, everyone was chatting loudly. Cards were randomly placed on the table facing down. They might have been playing a game. Welcome back. I figured since I was there I'd bring back enough for everyone. Thank you, sir. Sarah took 2 cans and handed one to you. Here you go, Nakyu. Hey kid, that sure was thoughtful of you. You took the cola from Sarah and popped open the tab. She held down the carbonation to keep it from erupting. Like a pro, she kept from being showered with sticky liquid. So, what were you all up to with the cards? I put the remaining 4 cans on the table. Mental guts. What's that? You don't know Mental Guts? Never heard of it. Oh, I'll bet that went with your memory. It's a super famous game. Ugh. I realized that I couldn't remember even those kinds of things. I remember that if I had been more uneasy about my... I wondered if I should have been more uneasy about my lost memory than I was. First, I thought I'd have a cola. Oh, by the way, I also brought these. I remembered the sandwiches. I plunged my left hand into my pocket while holding a can in my right. It doesn't matter what hand, I guess. I don't know. Why did we need to know what hand he put in his pocket? That's weird. Huh? What? These. I removed a wrapped sandwich. Huh? Where'd you get these? Did you make them? It was on the bench in the rest area. Didn't you leave it there, Takeshi? Oh yeah, it's the one I forgot to give to Sora. I left it there during the blackout hubbub. I thought somebody might be hungry. Oh, great! You're so thoughtful! You rushed over and violently mussed up my hair. Oh, that's right. I have another one. Feeling good about myself, I put the can in my other hand and went to get the sandwich from my right pocket. What's the matter? It's gone. There was nothing in my right pocket. Did you drop it? No way. I didn't think that I could have dropped it. Somehow I felt there was something odd going on. Alright, well then this is Sora's. Looking, I saw Takeshi holding the sandwich out towards Sora. You didn't eat breakfast, right? No, I'm fine. Don't be polite. I made it. I know it tastes good. Still. Hey, I'm not kidding. I'll vouch for him. They're pretty good. Me too. Sarah and I both raised our hands in a show of agreement. Sora, what? You can't eat my food? It's not that. Then what is it? Eat too much yesterday, or are you on a diet? No, but No, you have to eat or you get weak. Here, take it. He tossed the cola and tuna sandwich towards Sora. They traced a gentle arc through the air. I'm gonna see if I can skip. We know at this point that Sora is AI. Okay. Cool, so she's a holograph. Alright, cool. We skipped ahead. Tsugumi's like, geez. Tsugumi stood up as if irritated. I can't watch any more of this. It's ridiculous. After spitting out those words, she left the conference room. Bye, Tsugumi. Maybe we were used to it, but we just watched her go. No one even tried to stop her. We'll just leave Tsugumi be. Alright, let's see if I can skip this. Yeah! We are learning about AI. Oh, wow, the music played and then it just stopped. Okay. Kid says, Hey, you? I approached you and tugged on her sleeve. This conversation is crazy complex. What's with Sarah anyway? She is a computer ninja of sorts. I think at this point we've established that, like, Sarah is really good with tech. That's sort of where we're at right now. Or at least she knew so much about Sora, so Sarah knows a lot about Sora. Anyway. Stop with the stupid jokes. Yu puffed out her cheeks as if pouting. It didn't seem she was in the mood for a comeback. Mayo? She's a hacker. Hacker? That means... Alright, I either say, what's a hacker? Or naturally, I know what a hacker means. I'm gonna say, I know what a hacker means. Is Sarah a programmer? Yeah, but she says it's still just a hobby. She's as good as a pro. Just the other day, she got her first place in some cracking contest. Cracking contest? It's a contest to break codes. Just so you know, it's not illegal. It was sponsored by some company with code technology. It was illegal cracking to test their security. The company has hackers attack their algorithms, kind of like a decryption game contest? I guess that's one way of putting it. Oh, so it's a game. Just because you call it a game, I wouldn't take it lightly. There are engineers participating from all over the world. Winning it means that you're one of the world's best hackers. You could even say the best hacker. The best? That's just way too incredible. I know! When it comes to computers, she's a genius. I see. It seemed that if you truly couldn't tell who you really couldn't tell who a person was by appearances. Apart from being a little mischievous, she seemed just like a normal girl. But Sarah just kept talking with Sora about things that I couldn't comprehend. There was a gap between who she appeared to be and who she actually was. I kept staring at Sarah from the side in a state of semi-awe. In the end, only Takeshi was completely surprised that Sora was AI. Yu was an employee of Leimu, so of course she knew. Before leaving the room, Tsugumi hadn't seemed that surprised. Sarah, as clear by her questions, had a solid grip on the situation. And the whole situation we were in was so crazy, but I didn't know what to be surprised about. 6:27 p.m. Several hours had passed. It seemed like the sun was getting ready to set. In the dark depths of the ocean, my sense of time has eroded. I checked my time on the watch, finally making sure it was night. Nothing had changed in Leimu. No one had showed up to visit us. But things hadn't taken a turn for the worse either. There didn't seem to be any impending danger of floor collapse. We spent the time as we pleased, we had long forgotten that we were trapped. I was in the rest area. I sat on the bench and looked at the blooming flowers without really seeing them. Can I skip this? We're going to talk about flowers now? No. There was no one else around. We were going to meet again at 7 p.m. Until then, we had free time. I was thinking about Sora, the revealing of what she really was. Sora's real identity. AI, artificial intelligence, a program, a virtual image. Sora didn't really exist. In other words, Sora wasn't a person. But Sora clearly had a will of her own. She could think and act for herself. I knew that much. But in my limited knowledge, everything other than that was beyond me. There were lots of things I couldn't know. I looked down. The floor was covered in a layer of water. The lights in the ceiling were reflected in the water. It was like a cold light of the moon. I poked my finger into the water. Plop. The water rippled and the surface shook, and the light of the water fragmented into a disarray, finally returning to its original shapes. I reached into the water trying to grab the light, but I could only grab a little seawater. I couldn't even touch the light. I tried again and again, but no matter how I tried, I couldn't grab the moon. And then suddenly, Sora is here. I hope she doesn't tell us what she's all about and tell us, like, her limits and stuff. Alright. So, where should I start explaining? I wish you'd start with the basic stuff. Sora was sitting next to me. At least, that's how it appeared to me. I had decided to seek out an explanation directly from Sora. What exactly was Sora? It might have been rude to be asking her outright like that, but I thought it would be ruder to continue along without really knowing. I see. So, you were talking about RSD, right? Yeah. It might be something that you really don't want to talk about. Why would that be? Well, you're not a person, you're Sora, so asking about systems and stuff, it might be kind of personal. I really don't know how to say it. I just thought that it might be like someone was peeking inside of you, and kind of unpleasant. My broken explanation brought a soft smile to Sora's face. You don't have to worry about that. What did you just say? I'm Sora, so I am what I am. For example, by explaining about what I am, it is a way for you to better understand me. I squeezed my hand shut. Of course, I wasn't holding anything. Actually, I just explained all of this to Kuronari-san. Huh? To Takeshi? Yes. Sora gently put her hand on her chest. I'm different from everyone else, but I want to be the same. That is why I want to know sorry. That is why I want everyone to know about me. Saying that, Sora looked at me and slightly dropped her eyes. I felt like pieces of the puzzle scattered on the floor of my mind were about to fall into place. As if enticed by her grin, I became quiet. Well, shall I start with an explanation of RSD? I concentrated on what she was saying as not to miss anything. Let's see if I can skip. Oh, I can't skip. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. She placed both of her hands on her chest. Kid-san, can you see me? Yes, I see you. Oh my god, thank god I can skip! Alright, yes, we get it. We understand how it works. It's lasers. And there's cameras everywhere. And speakers in my ears. I get it. Okay. Eventually, we reached the conference room. Sora's face was one big smile, but somewhere in her smile seemed to be a hint of sadness. At least, it appeared that way to me. 10:02 p.m. It was nighttime. But deep below the ocean surface, it was only slightly darker than before. Fortunately, the damaged Lemu hadn't worsened. We had a light dinner eating the tuna sandwiches that Takeshi had made. Incidentally, we had gotten rid of that frozen tuna because no one knew how to cut it up. Oh my god, if I were on this thing, I would show them how to cut that tuna up. I feel mad now. Like, I would be able to do it. Anyway, after eating, there was really nothing to do. Everyone starts yawning. Wow, everyone starts yawning. Takeshi's yawn was contagious. Gosh, I'm sleepy. Well, there's really nothing to do. Everyone was slouched in their chairs, just spacing out. There were no impending dangers, no new developments. The situation we were in remained unchanged, and it somehow felt as though time had stopped. Kurinari, you're such a slob. You said that with a tired-sounding voice. And stop dawdling! But there's no reason to go wandering around the complex now, right? We're just gonna have to wait for help to come anyway, right? Yeah, I suppose. Alright, I'm off for a little bit. Rubbing her shoulders, Yu stood up. What, are you going somewhere? Yeah, nowhere in particular, just a walk. I've gotta move around or I'll get tired. Hey, what a great idea! Sarah raised her hand and stood. An idea? Ladies and gentlemen, we shall partake in a game to give us some exercise. Alright then, what kind of game? Ninja Tag! That might be a bit... Well, how about normal tag? Sora seemed up for the idea. I suppose that would be okay. Alright everybody, let's play. Hey, you expect me to play some kid's game? What about you, kid? In or out? What? Me too? We've been talking about everyone participating, so you're playing too. I'm not going to play, said Tsugumi. I'm out too. I meant that everyone apart from Tsugumi is playing. I said I'm out. Alright, I'm in. I was pretty much sick of the boredom. Alright, it's settled. We have 5 competitors vying for the title of champion. Tanaka, Matsunaga, Akanagasaki, Kurinari, and the Kid. But don't you think that normal tag will be boring? You're right. How about kick the can? There it is again. Sorry, you sure have a good grasp of simple games like this. Not that, something a little out of the ordinary. We all thought, and then... Oh well. Tsugumi stood up from her chair sluggishly. She walked briskly towards the corner of the room. She flipped off the light switch. What are you thinking? It's dark! How about that? Satisfied? I'm fed up. I'm about to go crazy. Tsugumi shot us a nasty look and left the room. What was that about? Who knows? Maybe we were talking too much for her. But still, why turn out the lights? What does she mean, even her? She's the only one who lost it. But she'll be back after a while. Hey, kid, would you mind getting the light? Sure. I went to go switch on the lights. Wait! What is it? Since the lights are off, why don't we try the game with them off? Huh? Yeah, we'll play tag. No, let's try something with this. Sarah took one of the empty cans from the table. We'll call it Kick the Can in the Dark. That sounds cool. Let's go with that. I concur. It's a bit more exciting than normal tag. Of course, Kurinari's okay with it, right? Jeez, whatever. So we unanimously agreed, except for Tsugumi, to play Kick the Can. We decided who it was using rock, paper, scissors. Ready, row, sham. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I got distracted. Ready, row, sham, bow. Damn, I lost. Takeshi was out on the first try. Alright, so Kurinari is it first. Then it's settled. Good luck! Everyone was grinning at Takeshi. Takeshi looked about as sorry as it was possible for him to look. I'm sorry. Takeshi looked about as sorry as it was possible for him to look. And I can skip. Whee! Okay. 1, 2, 3. As Takeshi started counting, we dashed out of the conference room. It's 10 8:18 p.m. We left the room in a group. Splash, splash, splash. The sound of our stepping through the water sounded deeper than before. I see. So this is what Sora meant by making the sound carry better. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention that, like, at this point, the way that Sora is able to play tag is that she's reduced some, like, qualities and improved some qualities, so it makes it fair for them to play with her as an AI. Anyway. I thought that I'd have to pay attention to which sounds were mine and which were others, and I would have to determine which footsteps belonged to the person that was it. But for the person that was it was easier because everyone else was the enemy. That was pretty much negated any advantage that we might have had. At least, that's what I had thought. After we had run a fair bit... Okay, stop! You, who had been running at the front of the pack, stopped us. What's up? If you don't hide, he'll find you. Don't worry about that, just listen. It appears that you have some kind of strategy. Strategy? Yes, exactly right. If we continue like this, then we'll just get all separated and hide. But that increases the chance that we'll lose. But that's the way that the game works, isn't it? You're so naive. In games, a man is supposed to want to win. But aren't you supposed to be a girl, you? I stopped myself from saying that in the nick of time. But there's no way to guarantee a win, right? Mayo, is that what you really think? You said that as she played with Sarah's braids. She doesn't have braids. What braids? What braids does Sarah have? Do you see any braids? I don't see any braids. Dumb. Alright. Well, hurry up and tell us already. If you think about what we have, and what Culinary doesn't, then you'll get it in a flash. What we have? What Takeshi doesn't? Numbers. We are many. Kurinari is one. Yes, that's it! Alright, so then I have to say I see or I don't get it. I'm gonna say I see. Oh, I get it. We'll try to win by sheer numbers. Yep, and if we all mount together, then there's nothing that the person that's it can do. So if somebody gets found, somebody else just kicks the can. And if that person gets caught, then somebody else kicks the can. That's right, so if we all get there at once and unleash an attack, Kurinari won't be able to defend, right? Oh, I get it. So after we all split up, let's aim for the can and charge the conference room. After kicking the can, we'll separate again immediately. By repeating this hit and run, we'll win. But isn't that kind of cheating? No, not at all. Attacking with overwhelming numbers is a basic military strategy. So it's kind of like violence by the masses? Or democratic strategy. Whatever. In a democracy, the majority rules. In other words, those with less numbers are weak. Jeez. So we separated and all aimed for the conference room via different routes. But our footsteps sure were loud. Still, if we didn't hurry, Takeshi would find us. I just hoped that somebody would get there and kick the can before he found me. Who's that? Oops! Suddenly, Takeshi's voice rang out behind me. I was so concerned with the sound of my own footsteps that I didn't hear him approach. At that distance, there's no way I could get away. I gave up. Oh no, you caught me. Am I the first one? Yep. Dang, that means that if you catch everyone, then I'm it next. I reckon so. I wonder if someone will show up to help me. They don't say anything. Takeshi, if you don't go step on the can, then I'll go kick it. You sure know your kick the can rules. Whack! Ugh! Splash. Suddenly, you came flying from the side with a completely sideswiped attack that Takeshi... Oh, sorry. Suddenly, you came flying from the side and completely sideswiped Takeshi with a jumping cross chop to the neck. Takeshi's head had gone underwater. You was pointing at the submerged Takeshi and cackled crazily. Floundering in the water, Takeshi stood up. Hey, you! I won this battle! Hey, stop messing around! Wait! You... wait for you to catch me? No thanks. Hey, you! Get back here! I'll get you for that! Just you wait! Takeshi took off in a mad dash after you. Well, I guess I could better go kick the can. I strolled leisurely to the conference room. When I entered the room, I found you, the kid! I stomped the can! Takeshi pointed at me, declaring that. He was stepping on the can. Yu was near him and looked depressed. It looked like she had lost. Oh no. Did you really think you could outwit me? Kurenari, you cheater, you changed the place of the can. Nobody said you had to put the can, right? Besides, you smacked me, so I figured we're even. I'm gonna see if I can skip this. And I can! Okay, so now we're back playing, and Takeshi's it again. I don't know what the deal is, but that was lucky. You said that as she ran. That was a close call. But who kicked the can? All four of us had been found by Takeshi. That's right. Last time we played this, both times, we were wondering who kicked the can. And we still don't know. The rules were that anyone caught couldn't kick the can. It wasn't me or Nakyu, and Sora can't kick. I didn't kick it. You don't suppose it was Kamachi-san, do you? Tsugumi? No way. But that's the only possibility. Let's see. I wonder if Tsugumi wanted to play the whole time. She probably was just embarrassed to say so. That could have been a new, almost adorable twist on her personality. We'll have to thank her when we see her next. Sarah laughed happily as she said that. It's 10:27 p.m. Alright, let's split up. You proposed that as we reached a T-shape in the corridor. Yeah, let's split up. Good luck! Okay, we will meet up later. You went left, Sarah and Sora went to the right. I either go with you or I go with Sarah and Sora. And since we're going for you, we're gonna go with you! Okay. Oh, kid, you decided to come this way? Yeah, were you planning to hide? I'm thinking about that as we speak. We kept running. Alright, what are we gonna do? As we scanned the area for trouble, we looked for a hiding place. Unless we hide somewhere unexpected, he'll find us right away. Well, let's go find a room for now. As I said that, I heard something. Somebody's coming? It's probably Mayo and Sora. Probably. We peered through the darkness in the direction of the sound. We could see someone's silhouette. That build could only be... No, it's Takeshi! Really? Hurry, we gotta hide! We dove into the nearest room. It was the elevator hall. What are we gonna do? There's nowhere to hide! Takeshi steadily approached. I know, let's hide in there. Huh? Where? Yu's finger was pointing at the elevator that was stuck on its way to Zwiderstock. It was the one that Sarah had been stuck on the day before. The door was still open. First, Yu lifted me onto her shoulders and I hurried onto the elevator. Then I pulled her up. So we were able to hide just in an instant before Takeshi came. And we got a special illustration of Yu looking out the elevator door. We held our breath, watching silently. No emergency light even hit the elevator. Just profound darkness and silence. We could hear Yu crouched next to me, breathing. I could almost hear her heartbeat. I hope he doesn't find us. Shh! He's there! And we see Takeshi down there now, in the special illustration. Takeshi appeared at the bottom of the stairs. It seemed that he hadn't pinned down our position. He was still glancing around. My heart rate rocketed. It pounded my ears. I put my hand on my chest as if to hold it in check. Into check. Okay. Oh, please don't let him find us. Takeshi just stood there. It was as if he was sure we were around. That's strange. I swore I could have heard footsteps over here. I guess it's just my imagination. He looked as if he had finally given up. Just as I thought the crisis had passed. Sneeze welled up inside of me. Why now? I clamped my nose on my mouth as I desperately tried to hold it back. Somehow I'd managed to keep it in. Achoo! Oh, special illustrations change to Takeshi finding us in the elevator. Hey, I know someone's there. Who is it? He found us! Run! Yeah, but where could we run? No problem, leave it to me. The next instant, Yu threw herself out of the elevator. Yeehaw! Yu made a spectacular dive, turning it into a stunning drop kick. Ah! We fought well, but Takeshi found us. Can't stop. A short while later, he found Sarah and Sora too. We met in the conference room. Alright, now I just need to get Tsugumi. Takeshi stepped on the can, looking satisfied. Still, it's kinda weird. Weird? What is? The can. When it was kicked before, it was still in the same place. Huh? I don't know what you're trying to say. I mean, the can should have been kicked, but it was still standing up. Takeshi said as he squished the can some more. It was like no one had kicked it. Isn't it likely that the can was toppled and righted itself? Theoretically, it is quite possible. In the same place that I put it? That is odd. But shouldn't you go looking for Tsugumi? Yeah, if you're gonna be a sore loser, you should at least go do that. I'm not the loser here, you guys are! Whatever, you're right. It's exactly as you say. We got it already. Now get out of here and search. Yu and Sarah waved Takeshi away. Jeez, you're so full of yourself. Doesn't even feel like I won. Takeshi left the room grumbling. Soon after that... Oh, the can was kicked. The sound of the can being kicked rang out in the darkness. What was that? I have no idea, but... Now's our chance! Do you think we should? I wonder if it's okay. In the confusion, we made our third escape. Hey, once you've been caught, it's against the rules to kick the can! We heard Takeshi shouting soon after. Of course, neither I, you, Sarah, nor Sora, none of us had kicked the can. Oh, that had to be Tsugumi again. She probably sneaked into the room without anyone noticing. That's what we thought. Ultimately, Takeshi soon caught us again. He howled that we had cheated and started out to find us right away, so we didn't get far. Takeshi checked to make sure everyone was there and stepped on the can, even once for Tsugumi. The next time, nobody kicked the can. It's 11:08 p.m. This time, the kid is it. Alright, so I count to 100, right? I took the can and sat in my chair with my face down. Alright, here I go. 1, 2, 3. They left the conference room flaying the floor. 100. I opened my eyes. I set the empty can by my feet. It was as far from the entrance as I could get it. I looked around in the dim light. There was no one around. Guess I'll go look. I decided to head off to check some rooms. Now I have a choice of the central control room, the Lemurian ruins, the elevator hall, the rest area, and the kiosk. I'm gonna choose the Lemurian ruins. That's most likely where Yu is. Lemurian ruins. The attraction was designed with the motif of a lost continent believed to have sunk to the ocean floor ages ago. Standing there in the darkness was that eerie setting. It almost made me imagine that I had sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Excuse me. No, that was only half true. Scrunch. Huh? It sounded like a footstep. Someone there? I wondered if it was my imagination. It wasn't. In the darkness, in the building in front of me was a dim outline of a person. But in that light at that distance, I couldn't be sure who it was. It was like a person holding their breath, waiting for me to not notice. But he or she looked like they were ready to dash off in an instant. I thought that if I bumbled closer, that person would run away. I'd have to figure out who it was from afar. It had to be... You! I found you! Huh? As if it had given up, the silhouette started towards me. How did you know it was me? Bingo! It looked like my hunch had paid off. I stepped on the can. I selected from the... What? That's weird. I selected from this list of places that I can go. Let's go to the rest area. I made for the rest area. At first it looked like there was no one there either, but then I noticed something. One of the stone pillars silhouette in the open area was an odd shape. No, it was on top of the pillar that had something strange about it. I edged closer. There was definitely something there. From where I was, I couldn't tell exactly what that something was, but it was definitely a person. Maybe I thought they were acting like a koala. What did they intend to do if they fell? I mean, can you really call that hiding? I called out to that clinging something. Isn't that tiring? It sure looks dangerous. But you sure have a lot of guts. You're a lot tougher than I thought, Takeshi. Duh! How did you know it was me? Takeshi slid down the column. The only person stupid enough to hide there was Takeshi. I gotcha! I stepped on the can. I selected from the list of places to go. Let's go to the central control room. We headed to the central control room. I didn't think that there was anywhere there for anyone to hide. Oh! The room was set up with the center surrounded by a giant monitor and console. There was Tsugumi. She sat slouching in her chair, staring blankly at the monitor. Tsugumi, I caught you! At my declaration, Tsugumi looked at me like I was a fly in her soup. She glared at me. I'm not playing. Come on, you already kicked the can twice. Takeshi might have fallen for it, but not me. I stepped on the can just to be safe. Only Sarah and Sora remained. I walked around Dritterstock looking for the two of them. Huh? I heard footsteps in the direction of the conference room. I was sure it was Sarah. No way. Is she trying to kick the can? I made a mad dash for the conference room. At the entrance of the room, the two of them were just at the door, Sarah and Sora. I sprinted at the room on their heels. I got you, Sarah and Sora! But Sarah just ignored me and kept running. Her eyes were on the can. It was as if she knew where the can was. Damn, I thought I'd changed the location of the can. I also ran towards the can. Who would kick the can first? Or would I step on the can first? Wah! Damn! The two of us tumbled onto the floor. Ouch! Ow! Oh, special illustration. I guess I'm very close to Sarah's face. Oh! The next thing I knew, I was on top of Sarah. Sarah's eyes were open, staring at me. I barely managed to support my body with my arms so that I didn't come into contact with hers, but her face was closer to me than I had ever imagined. I felt like I might have been sucked into her eyes and was captivated by her cute nose, slightly opened lips, and glimpse of her tongue. Ooh. Okay. I felt her breath on my face. She had been running until all that time, and I felt the heat rising from her skin. It smelled of sweat. The smell of our sweat mixed together. I felt the warmth of her body against me. It was hard to breathe. My mind started to go blank. My whole body stiffened, and I couldn't move. Sorry. It was as if our bodies were paralyzed as we lay there staring at each other. Oh, the special illustration changed. She's a little mad now. Sarah slowly raised up her cheek. Oh no! Danger! She's mad! That was not what I should have been worrying about. The can! Where is the can? I turned my neck, searching for the can. There it was! I jumped off Sarah, pointed to her, and declared loudly, Sarah and Sora, I got you! And I stepped on the can triumphantly. That was the last stepping on the can. Jeez, he slaughtered us! That was twice as fast as Kurinari-san. When I was it, everyone was cheating. Wow, I can't believe you guessed everybody right in the dark. That's pretty amazing. Oh, this kind of proves a little bit more that Takeshi can't see in the dark that well. We've kind of established that in the last episode, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, everyone crowded around me and started making a fuss. Not you, what are you talking about? Oh, Mayo, don't you know? This kid. As Yu placed her hand on my head, she explained about how I had caught her and Takeshi. Hey, Tsugumi, give it up. Why don't you just come out and admit that you were playing too? At some point, Tsugumi had returned to the conference room. Tsugumi sat in the chair pretending to be asleep and ignored Takeshi. I felt someone watching me and I turned around. It's Sarah. She's glaring at me. She was looking at me strangely. I thought she might be angry again. It was just an accident. I avoided her look uncomfortably. That was the end of Kick the Can. In the end, it remained a mystery who kicked the can those times. We passed the rest of the night uneventfully. It was a peaceful time, and we decided to enjoy a satisfying rest. Cool. Alright, now it's May 3rd, Wednesday. 5:34 a.m. Woo boy. Alright. I'll do a little bit more. Splash! I scooped up water and I splashed it against my face. In the instant it made contact, it sent a sharp shock to my brain. Ugh. I snapped my eyes open, completely awake. I thought I had probably repeated that ritual several thousands of times. It was my way of refreshing myself in the morning. I lifted my face and wiped it with a towel. Smooth white counter, a sink, and a finely cracked mirror. I stared at it foggily, at my reflection in the mirror. I passed Takeshi as I was running through the corridor. Hey! Oh, morning, kid. Hey, don't look depressed, Takeshi. I'm still sleepy. Well, lots has happened in the past couple of days. Are you worn out? I'm alright. I just need to freshen up, that's all. See ya. After saying that, he headed towards the bathroom. Sarah and Yu were waiting in the conference room. Good morning! Good morning! The two of them seemed wired. Morning? Hey kid, you don't seem very well. You having trouble waking up? No, I'm awake. Are you sure? I know, he's not a morning person, or maybe he's got low blood pressure like me. Oh my god, I do too, I have low blood pressure. Wow, me and Sarah, we're the same person. We've got braids and everything. I don't know about that. Sarah didn't seem to have a problem with mornings. I was just glad that Sarah appeared to be in a good mood. I know all about it. I hate mornings. They're like hell on earth. I've destroyed more alarm clocks than I can count. May was always in the worst mood in the morning. I thought that she might kill me today. But Nakyu got me in this wrestling hold. Enough. There's children around. I was getting a headache. Maybe it was low blood pressure that made me not a morning person. Finally, when Takeshi came back, conversation turned to breakfast. Tsugumi and Sora aren't here. You sure it's okay? That's true, but they'll probably show up eventually. Yeah, knowing those two, you're probably right. We all made our way to the kiosk. Alright, everyone okay with hot dogs? Hot dogs? They have hot dogs here? Well, might be a few back in the fridge. They might have been on the stealth menu. With that, Takeshi disappeared inside the kiosk. It looked like Takeshi would be the chef for another day. But, what in the... Takeshi had let out a surprised yelp from inside. Looking into the shop, there was Takeshi, frozen, in front of the freezer with the door open. What's wrong? What's wrong? They're gone! Gone? What are? The stuff! The hot dog stuff! The sausages that were here are gone! I bet they weren't there to start with. No! They were here when I checked last night. I found them when I made dinner. You think they were stolen? By whom? I don't know. Damn, who would do something like that? Takeshi slammed the door violently shut. Interesting. So in the last playthroughs, we had hot dogs for sure. This time they're stolen. Interesting. Alright. Calm down. We're not out of food. We'll just go with the regular menu. Jeez. Just forget about it and start cooking. I'm starving. Me too. You and I were in the same opinion. We weren't expecting hot dogs to begin with, and I was hungry. Takeshi still looked peeved. Maybe it was because he was hungry too. The first thing we had to do was fill our stomachs. In the end, we gave up on hot dogs and went with the standby menu, tuna sandwiches, for breakfast. 6:21 a.m. Okay. When everyone had Takeshi-made sandwich in their hand, we sat down for a lively and fun breakfast together. You and Sarah were especially boisterous. Takeshi said that the two of them easily made as much noise as 3 or more people. Jeez, that's mean. But that was just Takeshi being himself. The two of them never seemed to run out of things to talk about and almost kept jabbering away cheerfully about the most meaningless things. Hey Nakyu, do you remember Konishi, that teacher at our school? Konishi? Oh, you mean Connie, the music teacher who was built like a tank and completely crazy as an animal lover? Yeah, that Connie. He's still there. He's been there for ages. You know what? The other day, he brought a robotic dog. No kidding. He did? That mechanophobe? Yeah. His pets kept dying on him, and he'd take time off. I think it just wore him down. Well, when I was still going back to school, he was trying to bring one of his pets back through cloning. But that clone got sick and died too. I swear, he's cursed. But really, that Connie, I tell you, that robot dog looks so much like the real thing that I bet he's treating it like a normal pet. Hey, didn't you have a robotic dog at your house? Yep, sure do. Actually, it's my mom's. I think it's one of those really old types, but it just keeps ticking along happily. It never breaks. Thinking back on it, Mayo, you never came back over to my house to play, did you? You'll have to come next time. I'll show it to you. Really? Sounds good, if I ever get the chance. You can come over anytime. We're friends, right? Yeah, of course. Hey, can I ask you something? Just then, Takeshi jumped into their conversation. Huh? What? You two seem close, but how do you know each other? Oh, we didn't tell you? Takeshi shook his head as he gulped down a cola. You and Sarah are from the same school. You graduated already. I think she was at the Kumikan Girls' High School until last March. I answered for them, but you nodded. And when you was a senior, Sarah entered into the school as a scholarship student, you added. A scholarship student? I've never heard of that before. Do you mean that she's one of those people that sneaks in the back door? You always have such a weird, twisted take on everything. No, I don't. I'm not half as mean-spirited as you. Due to my situation at home, I never really planned on going to high school. But the principal of Kumikan was a friend of the family and helped me get in as a scholarship student. He didn't want her unpolished genius to go to waste. It sounded like Sarah was a bit of a prodigy and sort of famous. Whoa! Sarah's amazing. At the end, that and the information from the day before about Sarah's computer skills made me think that she might be on a different level than the rest of us. It's no big deal, really. Sarah looked bored as she said it. Maybe it was no big deal for her. So, you went to the same school, but you were in different classes? Were you on a team or in a club together or something? Yep. Nakyu was the leader of the school club I joined as a freshman. After eating the sandwiches, Sarah held the cola can with both hands and gazed at the ceiling with a distant look in her eyes. That was a year ago. Right after I had entered Kumikan. A lot of blanks. Ooh, cherry blossoms. It was a sunny spring afternoon after class. The light wind made the cherry blossoms dance in the schoolyard, and dust gently tickled the nose. There were groups of new students walking in, starched I'm sorry. There were groups of new students walking in starched new uniforms, full of nervousness and expectations. There were senior students eagerly calling out to them to join their clubs. Ooh, new music. That's nice. It was probably a scene played out on most school campuses. As I let my imagination run wild, I was looking around the campus trying to get a feel for my new surroundings. Sorry, that was a hiccup. All of a sudden, from the din of voices and the activity, someone called out to me. "Hey, you there!" I stopped. Looking in the direction of the voice was a girl student. Her face was one big smile. From the ribbon on her uniform, it was clear she was a senior. Her hair was cut short enough that it hid her ears, but it also made her look like a go-getter. When I pointed myself to see if she meant me, she nodded, smiling. "Yeah, I mean you." The smiling girl approached me. "Do you have a minute?" "Sure you do, right? If you're up for it, can I talk to you?" "Don't worry, it won't take much of your time." What was it with her? I wondered if she was trying to pick me up, or... I had a bad feeling about the situation. Seeing my skeptical face, the girl with the bobbed haircut tried to explain herself. "Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to... I just simply wanted to... I was just wondering if you'd like to join our club." So that was it. Sorry. I wondered how many people had asked me the same question. I was getting pretty sick of the whole thing. "No, thank you. I'm not interested." "Oh, really? Have you decided to join somewhere else?" "No." "Well then, I've decided not to join anything." "Oh, don't say that. Would you just come take a look at our club room?" "No, thank you." "I bet you're just wondering what our club is all about." "Not in the least." Okay, just come take a look. We don't bite." I said. "Listen, stop talking, shut up, and come with me." So that persistent senior dragged me to their club room, half by force. "So you was that girl." "You got it." "She hasn't changed a bit. I mean, you're exactly the same, you." "Be quiet. I was desperate then. There was nothing else I could do." "Why were you so eager to get Sarah to join?" "It was a matter of life or death for the club." "Huh?" "It could have been the end of us." She means they were short on members and were about to fold. Oh, I see. I mean, including Nakyu, there were only 3 members. That is pretty grim. I was going to graduate that year, so we had to get new members or else we had to close. I couldn't just stand by and watch the club that we had built go to waste. Well, I guess I see what you mean. So it was the only choice I had if our club was going to survive. So exactly what kind of club was it? We were a robust model of intelligent beacon of education while working in the public interest. Wow. Takeshi took a big swig of his cola. And what did you guys do? We were hackers. Jeez, that's gross. You spewed soda everywhere. Stupid. Hacking is not robust and certainly not in the public's interest. What are you talking about? It's a crime, that's why. You don't know what you're talking about. Hacking isn't a crime. Huh? You sure? Takeshi looked at me. His eyes said, what the heck is she talking about? I either say, I get it, or I have no clue. And I'm gonna say, I get it. Oh well, I figured that I have to explain it. Takeshi, listen. Originally, hacking was a word meant to Originally, hacking as a word meant the rhythmical manipulation of a computer. Why would you call it that? Jeez. People that could do this were called hackers. That evolved into the word hacker for technicians and research computer experts. What you're probably thinking about is the hacking that they talk about in the news, meaning a crime committed using a computer. Like when somebody steals secret information or destroys data via computer. But that's a mistake. The kind of thing is called cracking. It's completely different. And the people you see do this are known as crackers. Okay. You need to make a distinction between them. What's the matter, everybody? Hey, kid. Are you sure you've lost your memory? Well, anyway, you get it now. There's really no connection whatsoever between the word hacking and criminal activity. It was an intelligent gathering for us to gather and try to boost our computer skills. Oops, excuse my ignorance. I'm just surprised that you was involved in an indoor club. I was doing all kinds of things. All said, I must have been involved with 7 groups. Wow, I see. And Sarah just joined right up then, huh? Nope. You didn't? She didn't join the club without a fight. Mayo is Mayo, after all. With that ambiguous comment, you got a distant look in her eye and started to speak. That day, I could have taken Mayo to her club room, but... And we're back in the flashback, I guess. The door opens. So this is our hacking club room. Go on in. Huh? What's the matter? It's kind of cramped, but go ahead. It really is cramped. Well, I suppose. And you have tons of stuff. I suppose. I mean, there's no way I'm gonna fit in here. Well, I suppose not. Like always, our little one-room club room was so cluttered that there was nowhere to even walk. Several computers in steel rack covered in 3 walls, floors covered with tangled cables. In that open space, there was computers without covers, and bound-out printouts were piled high. The stuffed animal Bumblebee, a button with a picture of a nuclear missile blasting off, an unidentified Object X, and other things were scattered around, almost completely covering the floor. If Matsunaga-san had been a clean freak, we would have been lost right there. Oh, Nakyu, is that a new member? A girl stood up from in front of the computer. Her chair was nearly buried. She was the head of the club, and she wore glasses with black frames and kept her hair in 2 braids. Her name was... I forgot. Ah, that's right! We just barely avoided having our club full. Just as I answered, I hopped from one floor tile to the next as if they were stepping stones and jumped into the room. I haven't decided to join you yet. Matsunaga-san was still contemplating on how best to enter the room. So, where's your partner? The club president says, out with a cold. I heard that one is going around. You gotta be careful. Hanging out in a place like this, it'd be even more strange if you didn't get ill. Matsunaga-san, just Sarah-san, gingerly entered the room as if searching for one foothold and then another. Every step she took, her footsteps were punctuated with a crunching noise as if something was breaking. Of course, we didn't pay any attention to it. Okay, now this is our chance to get a sense of what our club is all about. Please sit down. I unearthed a chair from the pile of junk and gestured to Matsunaga to sit on it. I'm only here to look. Alright. If you still have doubts, just give it a try. It's pretty fun. Can I ask you something first? Anything. This is a hacking club, right? Right. But it looks like the only thing on the screens are games. Well, that's true. I crossed my arms and nodded seriously several times. Actually, we just call ourselves a hacking club. None of our current members can actually program. Everybody that could already graduated. Even games can have meaning. They're not bad for helping you get used to the computers. Yes, what is it? I'll be upfront with you about this. Getting involved with me will only get you into trouble. I mean... What's this kid going on about? Look, we're in danger of losing our club as is. Nothing could be worse than you not joining. Do you mind if I touch this? Matsunaga pointed at the keyboard. Oh, be my guest. You operate it by, I'm fine. I know how to use it. She sat in the chair, looked at the mouse, took the mouse and stared at the monitor. By opening several files, finding out which one she was looking at, she opened it up and started editing it. She didn't even glance at the keyboard. She was just tapping nonstop. The speed of her touch typing was incredible. Wow! Amazing! When she had finished typing, Matsunaga-san opened a different piece of software and started typing in commands. The hard disk whirred to life, and finally, wow! Suddenly, the face of a bumblebee appeared on all of the monitors in the room. The face stared at us and winked. Then all of the faces stuck out their tongues at us. What? What's going on? I can't get this computer to listen to me. The next instant, snap! All the computers suddenly shut down at once. The two of us stood there, stunned. Finished, Matsunaga-san stood up and said quietly, "Do you get it now? Nothing good can come of me Nothing good can come of hooking up with me. So don't." And then she left. What happened? The computer won't boot up. You sure it's not unplugged? That's not it. It's plugged in, but it won't start up. Huh? She meant that the software had been destroyed, and the problem wasn't limited to just one machine. All of the computers in the room were connected to the same network at the same state. No way! That girl! Could she have cracked the whole system that quickly? Looking up, there was a stuffed bumblebee glaring nastily at me. No kidding! Okay, well, it's been an hour. I want to wrap this up for now, but wow, what a story. I guess Sarah is a super hacker. Wow. I wonder how that'll come into play in this story. Anyway, thanks for joining. Okay, bye-bye.